Far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. If I work tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm young, no way to go, no one I can see. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. If I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here. We're live tonight, Atlanta. That's right, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hot Atlanta here for the Racing for a Cause Cresson Candle Truck Series. Live tonight. We got some bad, fast boys about to do some bad, fast things around a bad, fast track and some monster trucks. One Joe White up here in the booth. I'm accompanied by Chris. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Well, Joe, I'm doing pretty good, and I want to thank you right off the bat for allowing me to join you here on OSR Network. It truly is a pleasure to be doing this alongside with you tonight.
Absolutely, and man, we're about to see some awesome racing here. Like you said, the Cresson Candle Company here for the truck series of Racing for a Cause. Awesome, and well, I'll tell you, last week Daytona was a thriller, and the man pulling that one off, Fluffy.
Yeah, Jason Garrett had a heck of a run last week. Ended up winning, and that started a string of wins for him last week, ending up with 3 in total.
Absolutely. Man's on a roll, and he's hoping to be on a roll here tonight at Atlanta as we're in the middle of qualifying here, folks. About to get set here to do that thing. Now, I think they got, what, 5-10 minutes and then 3 laps, whichever one they can get done first.
Yeah, they actually changed that this week. It's going to be a 5-minute qualifying, then we're going to bump right into the race. So shouldn't be too much longer here before we go live.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Grab your refreshments, grab your popcorn, tell everybody in the house, be quiet, batten down the hatches, fasten your seatbelt if you got one in your recliner. I always say, snap a picture of that thing, because I'd love to see it. That's unique if throw a little 5-point harness on there. And the reason why you would have to have one, wow.
I'll tell you what, I got my Diet Coke ready. I know you're a Dr. Pepper kind of guy, but I got my Diet Coke ready. I don't have any snacks, so that might be a problem. Yeah,
I might have to give me an oatmeal cookie or something here throughout the race. See what I got. I definitely got my refreshments here, my drink, my Diet Dr. Pepper as always. That's right. Got Cahill out in the chat there. Tim's out there saying happy Tuesday. Tuesday night racing. You got that right, Hill? Definitely about to get set here. Cresson Candle Truck Series qualifying has just concluded, and the man on point up front, Dalen, he looks like he's going to put it on pole here tonight. So let's see what we can do when we grid these bad boys up here. And, let me get my thing situated right fast here, and we'll throw up the grid because, folks, we're about to do this thing around Atlanta here for the Truck Series Racing for a Cause. Man on pole, Dalen Blankenship right there puts it out front. Dustin German, we know that name also well. He's starting on the outside. Man starting in third. Gerald West, calling Jay Weezy there. Starting in third. 4th place man, Joshua Spalding. And 5th, Ryan Knoll, calling one of the New England Clam Chowders. Actually got his teammate beside of him. That's the other New Englander. Andrew Hill right there starting in 6th. 7th place man, Nick Zander. What'd you call him again?
We call him, well, his name's Nick Zotner. We call him Nicky Z in the 93.
Nicky Z in the 93 starting 7th. Thomas Axum right there starting in 8th place. 9th place man, Steve Baker. Well, watch out for him. Man knows how to wheel these machines around. 10th place man there he is, Jason Fluffy Garrett, rounding out the top 10s. We look through the rest of this field, Chris, star-studded. Well, I'll tell you, a lot of these guys I'm very familiar with. Some new faces out here, though, for Racing for a Cause. And it's awesome to see here because we're about set to do some awesome laps around Atlanta. What you feel this race is going to unfold for us tonight, Chris?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really excited to do this. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to end out. Hot Atlanta, as we're going to call her, she's a slippery track, and she gets really loose into a run. But I do want to throw a special shout out. We've got Phil Otto. He drives the number 66. He's our Aussie, literally, from Australia. And then another one, the 85 truck. That is Peyton Johnson, our youngest driver in the league.
Wow. Youngest as in, do you know?
As in teenager.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Well, hey, always love to see that. Probably got some family members out there hopefully maybe watching us tonight. Want to appreciate everybody watching out there because we're live here. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live. Check us out here at OSR Network. As always, love being back here, racing for a cause, folks. You're not going to miss too much of the action here tonight because we got some tricks and everything up our sleeve here to kind of give you what you want to see throughout this race. That's 23. I'm going to say it's going to be 23. Rick Greenway ain't out there, is he?
I do not see him. No,
okay.
I do not see Rick or Dick Greenaway.
Okay, so then we got 22 bad, fast boys and some bad, fast trucks around a bad fast track and about to do some awesome here as the pace cars pacing. I tell you, Atlanta can be a tricky place, and then again, it can be one of these places, well, it's anybody's ball game.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting, Joe. I'm really looking forward to see how these guys handle this track in these trucks. We know it's going to be a little slippery, and I actually saw some of that during the practice. These guys are really wheeling these machines around, trying to get them around as fast as they can go.
Absolutely. It was pace cars heading off in here into a turn number 3 there. And it's going into turn 4s. We're going to get a good shot of this guy's man coming as they're coming to the line. Here we go, folks. We're just going to split it up here. We're going to ride along with Jason Fluff Garrett on one side, the pack on the other. As pace cars coming, heads off down into pit road. Green flag's about to fly. The man with the Red Bull out front there in the 15, Dalen. He hammers through the gears. Green flag in the air. They head off into turn 1, storming at 2x2 here in Atlanta. Definitely something we're going to see here throughout the first couple laps. And it's something, man, that you got to keep your eye on here as these trucks, man, will be a little bit dicey. The man up front there, Dalen, that 15 machine, he thinks he's got wings.
And indeed he does, as he has definitely taken the lead going into the corner here. That inside line proving to be the better of the two so far.
Absolutely. Right now, as they storm coming out of the turn to complete lap number 1 of 100 here, folks. Man out front still, Dalen Blankenship. Oh, that's a handful of a name right there. I'll just stick to Dalen. That's right, Hill, boogity boogity. We're going racing, and we're definitely out front here. The man's got some wings, but behind him, Dustin German. I'm familiar with him a little bit because I know I've seen him in the past run here and run some other leagues, and the man knows how to wheel some trucks and cars.
Yeah, definitely some talent out there, and they're proving that 15 to 28. The top 5 really some strong talent, and that's not where it ends. All the way back in that field, anybody here is a winner.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, as always, like I said, don't want to miss too much of the action. Ryan Knoll, I call him one of the New England clam chowder machines out there because I remember him in the late models out there. He used to have the New England on the back, him and Andrew Hill, the teammates out there. And it's good to see him out there in the trucks running right now, currently in the 5th spot, hanging on to it. Well, folks, we'll split it up here because one side we're going to bring in the Blimpie cam. Everybody likes Blimpie. I like Blimpie. You like Blimpie, Chris?
I love Blimpie.
Yeah, Blimpie cam. Good deal. Well, definitely showing you what these guys, man, are seeing. It gives us a good perspective of what's happening up front, the battling there, as they are all nose to tail right now on the single file line. As you can see out back, as a kind of the Blimpie cam gives us a perspective of what's going on.
Yeah, I just want to answer a question out there in chat land. Sure. Josh asking if they're going to use the high line. Josh, I think they're right off the beginning. They're going to use that low line. It's where the grip is. As the race goes on, you may see a couple of the trucks trying that top line just to try and find some speed around. I think the dominant line here at Atlanta is going to be that inside line, though.
Yep, absolutely. Middle, probably the low line for the beginning. Eventually, they might start climbing up that track just a little bit as the race goes on. Tire wear, too, is another thing. This place can be hard on tires.
Yeah, it sure can. It'll rip them up pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So, right here, we got Nick. What was that nickname again? You said Nick or something?
Nicky Z in the 93.
Nicky Z in the 93, currently running in 9th place. Looking good. He's trying to pull up there on Steve Baker, which we know ourselves, man. Steve Baker, he can wheel one of them late model machines around here. And right now, looking good. He's in the 8th place spot. So a lot of these trucks right now being calm, cool, and patient here in Atlanta. They're all single file. You have to go way back in the back of the pack, though, to kind of see. But as I say that, then I go up front here, and Gerald West, man, Jay Weezy himself is going to go door to door with the 15 machine.
Yeah, we got some action up front. We got trucks diving down low, trying to gain position. And looks like Ryan Nolan's starting to lead the way on the bottom of the pack. We got a battle up there in the 6th, 7th place, and it just loosened up again, back nose to tail.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Right now, Dustin German took the leads out front. Gerald West is trying to chase him down. Dalen Blankenship there behind him, though. You got a storm of cars we see on the one side. That's back for the Jason Garrett there. Fluffy Garrett, that is. He's been able to pull it up to the 7th and 6th, and he's battling it out with Joshua Spalding.
Tim, I want to thank you very much for welcoming me into the booth, and really got to thank Joe for allowing me to do so. It's been a blast so far. I can't wait to see where this goes for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, man. Right now, and with the racing that these guys are putting on, it's always a pleasure to see what happens out here. Right now, like I say, they're definitely single file. And my wife's over here making gestures at me. So, sorry about that. It cracked up a little bit. You gotta love it, man. That's one of the slogans here at OSR Network. We make broadcasting fun, and definitely always have a fun thing here in the booth. So, gonna be interesting to see what, like you said, this race up front. Those guys, man, are not giving an inch. Nobody told them the memo that was only lap 10 of 100. They're thinking it's the last lap.
Well, race fast, race clean. You know, that's a really nice way to be. Cameron checking in on chat. How you doing tonight, bud?
He does always love to see. Oh, we got a wreck too. Gerald West is around. Let's go back and watch down the replay.
Heavy damage, and Nicky Z in the 93 gets into him in the end of that one.
Ouch. Yeah, let's go back on the replay and watch what happened. It was side by side. Him and the 15 was closing rate of one of the trucks. Oh, he just washed up the track a little bit. Red Bull man was in there. Oh yeah, you like Nicky's, man. Just nowhere to go. Product of and the 93. Yeah, you gotta hate that. Just nowhere to go on his end. Well, that puts us under caution for the first time here tonight. What have you seen out there so far, Chris?
Well, so far the driving's been pretty good. Track's probably not as loose as I was thinking it was going to be. The drivers up front holding single file pretty well, but not giving an inch either. Really running bumper to bumper. A little further back in the pack. A little looser than that, but we got a lot of pit stops coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Pit stops definitely going to be the thing here. Why not? They've already run 12 laps. Get a feel for your truck. Get a feel for what you got out there tire-wise and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see. And again, yeah, hey, I appreciate Chris being up here. Chris Lane. Is that right how you pronounce your last name?
Well, you know, that's how you pronounce it, but it's actually like you.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Joe. You know, after a couple of, about a year knowing you know, I don't expect you to change.
Oh, you know, I had a feeling I probably was saying it wrong, but I know I always said it that way. Hey, folks, that's one thing about me. I try to get some of the names right. Sometimes when they just, I don't know. I get tongue-tied.
Listen, it's a tough one. My wife doesn't even pronounce it right yet.
Man, you know, that's bad. Yeah, absolutely, Tim. I tell you what, it's been a very, very good race so far. I want to appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. It's a hot Atlanta here, and definitely this track can be very slick. And we can't hear it, I guess not. But yeah, I'm used to seeing Rick out there in Greenway. I think it's Greenway Production or Racing for a Cause under that name out there chatting. Don't usually see him under Rick Hammond too much. Well, there's Greenway. Okay. There we go. Two different ones. We got the Greenway. So who's doing the Greenway one?
Well, that's Rick Greenaway, and then Rick Hammond is the other co-founder of the league.
Okay. See? Now, you know what? That's bad on my end. I learned something because I thought it was Rick Greenway all the way.
Oh, man. We got Rick's. We got Chris's. We got... the only thing we don't have is Joe, but we have him up in the booth, so we're okay.
I hear you. There you go. Yeah, I apologize, guys. Hey, you know, I try to keep up with all. Matter of fact, I don't think probably the reason is because I probably haven't talked to Rick Hammond as much as I do talk to you and, you know, the Rick Greenway as mostly as the two I talked to. And that's probably why I just really never even thought about the Rick Hammond, you know, being out there. And I'm used to seeing the Greenway Production or the Racing for a Cause out there in the chat because, hey, they gearing up, getting everybody excited here tonight for this race.
Too many Ricks. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. Too many Ricks, man. I tell you, I got races. Man, it's got too many Codys, too many Seans, and I don't know. Hey, well, folks, let me know how everything looks, how everything sounds out there to you. If you got any problems, if you like what you see, hit a like for these guys out here, man, for racing for a cause. Cresson Candle Company Trucking Series here tonight, live. Atlanta Motor Speedway here. These boys are going to do some good things and some monster trucks. As the pace car's off, lights are off here, and get set to go back green flag racing. It's going to be lap 15 when they cross the line of 100. Interesting out here. Been a good one so far. A lot of racing up front. So let me know if you like it. Hit a thumbs up, hit a like, hit a share, hit a sub. And if you don't like it, well, you can hit a dislike too, or I got golf on the show sometimes. You can watch it.
You know, Joe, this restart's going to be pretty good. You got Dustin German on the inside front row, Thomas Axum on the outside of the first row, and Ryan Nolan, Steve Baker make up your second row. That's a pretty good lineup right there.
Absolutely star-studded, man. A lot of skill sitting up front there as these boys are about to put it to the wind again up here. And it's going to be something that we're going to keep our eye on here. Andy Lambert right there in the back. Know that name also well. We're going to get a shot from his end car here on this restart as the pace car's coming out of turn number 4. Here we go. It's going to shoot off down on pit road. Like you said, Dustin German out front there, and will he waste no time hammering it through the gears and putting that metal pedal to the floor, and is gone up front. 13, Thomas Axum right there. I hope I said that right, Axiom. I have to kind of pronunciate that a little bit. Sometimes I get a little fast, but boy, he cut the nose on the 55 off, didn't he?
No, he sure did. And watch this battle up front. It's going to be good. You got some heavy hitters up there going at it. That 13 and the 87 rocking and rolling right now, second and third place.
Yes, they do. The 87 right there, like you said, Ryan Knoll definitely knows how to wheel these things around this track. And old Thomas right there behind him. Steve Baker, that's another one. Hang on to it because that boy definitely can get it done. And I think we just saw there on the back end of Ryan, he's got a cat on the back of that truck.
Sometimes you just gotta, don't ask why. You just don't ask why.
Well, I do have one league that a guy runs a Hello Kitty car, and I always say it's Hello Kitty waving at the world. So there you go. Get a kick out of it. Get a love it out here so far. Right now, Ryan Knowles holding his own, but up front, Dustin German is, like you said, heavy hitters. I mean, these guys know how to run this place and get around here. Steve Baker sitting in front, Andrew Hill, Chris Medford. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a field right there of who's who of racing for a cause.
Yeah, it sure is. And then followed up with Eric Driggins, Josh Spalding, Andy Lambert, and Michael Flotz. And man, and hey, we'll throw James Edwards in there too, running 11. Good showing out of the 5 truck tonight.
Absolutely. Well, this is the good thing is here, man, you won't miss a lot of the action going on up front. Chris Medford, he is still running right there in the 6th spot. As we're watching the battle, they're still nose to tail right there. We can go out back here. James Edwards, he's sitting back there in the 12th place spot. Let's get an idea here, see what's going on back there. See if there's any good men battling, because obviously up front they're all nose to tail, spread out just a little bit in the back. Oh, okay. He asked him about it. He said those are the pictures of his 2 cats. All right.
Running for the Humane Society. That makes a lot of sense. There we go.
Good deal. Good.
Just another cause to add to the list.
Absolutely. And you got to love it. That's what I was telling about earlier in the pre-race. You know, we come out here racing for a cause, folks. I mean, it's actually what they do, racing for causes. And I go back to probably, I think it was the very first broadcast I ever did for y'all. Y'all did a memorial for a late great friend of mine, Rick Busby, at Charlotte, and put it on there. And again, I think we've done several other races for causes. Then we do one for a gentleman at one time. Right off the top of my head, I know I've got it in my playlist. You can go back and watch it. I forgot who the gentleman was, but we did it. It was an awesome showing out there for him also.
Yeah, we've done several, including last season. We broke it up a little bit. We performed a multi-league individual driver type Dog Days 250, and man, top 3 drivers won actual cash with matching donations to their causes. That was great. That's what we're about.
Nice. That is awesome. Love to see and love to hear about stuff like that. Love to come out here and do it. And it's awesome to see you go from late model racing to the short tracks that we were used to doing here to now come over here to the truck series and bring this kind of action here. And Atlanta is one of these tracks where you've got a lot of high speed. It's a very slick track after a while. This thing will definitely, it can snap out and bite you if you don't watch what you're doing. Now, the truck's not quite as bad as maybe what the Xfinity and definitely the Cup car would be, but it still can be a handful when tire wear starts to wear down here in the trucks.
Yeah, it really can, and the drop-off speed is pretty impressive on the corners between laps, say, 1 and 20 to 25. You just lose so much time. And this is really a momentum track. Once you break momentum, boy, you can lose some spots.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're still seeing a good battle going on up front here. Dustin German out there, Ryan Nolan second. But like I said, first, we still got some good battling going on in the back. So that's why we can split it up. Show you what's going on up front up here with Thomas, and we are under caution.
Yeah, I believe you're going to want to look at the number 45 car, or truck rather, Joe.
45, yep. Let's go back on it and see exactly what happened to him. We'll watch this replay here, let all the viewers see it. Oh, it looks like the 3, the Oreo machine. Went up there to get him some milk, hit the outside wall, bounced on, and the 45 just was a product of wrong place, wrong time. It actually started all with the 3 machine there, just bouncing the wall. And that's what we was talking about. Atlanta can be one of these tracks where, well, you can be up there running good, and all of a sudden, boom, disaster happened.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long, does it?
No, it does not. So here we go. Definitely, I got a feeling everybody's going to be coming in pit road.
Well, we're lap 24 now. Last time they came in, lap 10. Make that 11 after 1 lap of caution. So, yeah, I would expect to see everybody coming down, and it's starting to happen right now.
Absolutely. Pit road will be a very busy place here, and like I say, we'll definitely let's just get a good shot of what the pace car out there, if anybody stays out. And on the one side, we're definitely going to get some good shots of what's going on pit road. Well, let me ask, Chris, I mean, you've done quite a few of these races. See anything out there that these drivers are doing that they should either be, maybe you would do different on the track, or anything out of the ordinary?
Well, Joe, if you're asking about what I would do on the track, it's probably speed through pit road a couple of times and go down a few laps. No, but what these guys are doing is, right now, they're being pretty patient up front, and that's what the key is. You got 100 laps. We've only done 25, so you're 1/4 of the way through the race. At this point right now, you know what the truck's going to do. You know what the drop-off is. You know what your fuel window is. So now it's time to start planning out the rest of the race.
Good deal. Well, and that's awesome. It's always a good thing, man, to see what different drivers and different people do. And I'm like you, I probably would have been part of caution already, so I'll go along with what you were saying. I'd have been the Oreo truck hitting the wall up there. Well, everybody went pit road here, so it's been a good one so far. I mean, typical Atlanta, the cautions we've seen really haven't been, guys out there just making bad moves or something. It's just really just product of the track, product of the truck.
Yeah, and it really comes down to, right now, they're not even racing each other. Right now, they're racing that track. They're trying to figure out how that track is feeling. They got to get some miles under those tires. That's going to make all the difference in the world. It'll be interesting to see who kind of figures out the truck. Say with about 10, 15 laps on that truck, that's when it's going to be really important. And then we're going to really see them kind of march their way to the front.
Yep, absolutely. Well, most notably, though, we're watching right here, Jason Fluffy Garrett, as we call him. He had a stellar week so far last week, not having a stellar night tonight. He's sitting back in 20th position. He's not a lap down, so that's a good thing. But he definitely is not showing him a lap down. But he's right there on the tail end, so he's got a lot of work to do to get back up front.
Well, if there's one thing I have learned about Jason Fluffy Garrett, it is do not count him out. He's aggressive enough to be very, very good. Not aggressive enough to be dangerous, but very aggressive to gain position. And that combination with this truck, with this track, actually may play into his hands.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be interesting to see here. Lap 26, actually 27 there, clicked off of 100 already. So we're a little over a quarter of a way done in the race. The lights on the pace car go off. Going to get set. That's again, we're going to split this thing up for you here. We're going to ride along with Jason in the back and see what he sees on the restart. Plus see what these guys up front see as this front row guys up here get going. And yes, Tim, we will get the dash cam in for you because I know you love that dash cam. That's one thing Tim loves to come out here and see. First thing is, I like the dash cam.
I like the dash cam too. I love seeing how they're working on that wheel. If you can see how they're sawing it, you can figure out how those trucks are driving, and that's important.
Absolutely. Again, here we go. Pace cars heading into turn 3. About to let loose these monster trucks is what I call them. These boys, man, are going to do some awesome things here. They're going to cross the line. It's going to be lap 28 of 100. We'll be in the books here. We're a little over a quarter of the way done. So here we go. Pace cars coming out of turn number 4. Going to take that hard left turn off on pit road. And the man up front, that's right, Ryan Knoll with Dustin German on the outside. Thomas right there in third. Andrew Hill. Here he goes. Boy, Ryan spun the tires hard on the start there. Not something you'd expect to see, but we definitely did see. As like I said, we're going to ride here with Jason Garrett on the one side. They're almost thinking about taking a 3 wide going to turn 1.
Yeah, they were thinking about 3 wide. Thought better of it. Thomas Axon gives a little bit of space for German to get back in line, running 1, 2, 3, Nolan, German, Axum.
Absolutely. The guys up front. And again, you know, we talk about it. We hear it time and time again. Boy, star-studded skill up front. Definitely some bad boys up there right now getting it done. And a bunch of Chevys. I have to admit, not really a Chevy fan, but, hey, you know, there's no Fords out here, so, yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, we agree 100%. We had a 150 out there. I'd be cheering that thing on like no man's business.
Absolutely. The nearest thing I can go for is the Toyota. It kind of resembles the F-150 in a way, but, you know, I just can't pull for the Chevys. But doesn't take anything away from the man up front, Ryan Knoll. I don't think he's in his New England machine. Like I said, he's out there running for the Humane Society. Excuse me, I got choked up for a minute. Humane Society, which is a good cause like we was talking about. I still refer to him as one of the New England Clam Chowder team members with Andrew Hill, who is currently running in 5th. Like you say, you got Justin Derman right there, though. If Ryan Knoll makes a mistake, Chris, that man in that 28 machine is going to be all over the back end of it.
Yeah, that 28 Javelin machine is fast. You see Ryan Nolan hop over the inside wall right there. Doesn't seem to slow him down any, but that little mistakes like that could end up at the long run costing him the race.
Yep, absolutely. These guys right now, though, man, up front, they are still nose to tail, inches upon each other, and behind them. So that's almost a top 6 or 7. You got to go back behind them, which I think that is the 55 machine. Yep, Steve Baker, who's on the inside there. He's trying to make a pass on him. And as we say that, these boys up front, they're looking to maybe try to make some passes on each other.
Yeah, really good racing up front. Like you said, top 6, 5, 6, 7 trucks, really. Doing a heck of a good job right now. Running kind of nose to tail. I just saw a pass for, I believe, 6th, 7th place, somewhere in there. And but it was clean, and we continue on. Looks like 2nd place under battle. Absolutely,
2nd place right now. That's Dustin German and Thomas right there. They're going to go side by side. And they're going to head across the line here for lap 33 of 100 in the books, heading to turn number 1. Well, they thought about it, and that 13 has still got his hands full. Got the Aaron's lucky dog behind him. That number 9, Joshua Spalding, right there, looking good. Man started 4th. He's sitting in 4th. Up front, though, well, that 13 is pushing that number 28 down the front stretch, or back stretch.
Yeah, Thomas Axon, that blue and yellow truck, doing a whale of a job on 3rd. And he is trying to figure out a way around that 28 Javelin of German.
Absolutely. Well, like I say, we're watching this battle up front, but you're also watching a battle back there with the 15 machine, Dalen Blankenship, who is way back in the 15th spot there. Evidently got mixed up on a pit road circumstance and got himself caught back in the back. And I just saw something, Chris. I think Jason Garrett has got a disconnect. I don't see him on there anymore. Maybe you can chime in and see, definitely, because I don't see him on the chart anymore.
Jason Garrett appears to be off track. Definitely not in server right now.
Wow, unfortunate right there, because like he said, he came in, I gotta say it, had a lot of confidence. He said, I think his quote was at the beginning of the race was, this one was mine. I was going to win, period. And just not the day that he wanted. As we see this battle up front, the 13 is going to take that spot from Ryan Nolan.
Yeah, Ryan Nolan falling back to third. German and Axum found a way around, but Ryan Nolan not done yet. He takes a hard line to the inside. He's got the inside line heading into the next corner.
Yeah, he does. He thought about it. Look down there. He's going to see if he can hold it. And this is where we were talking about. Who's asked the question earlier, what line they'll use. I think you're starting to see that middle to high groove come into play here. You need that to get the momentum coming off of these turns, kind of arc it in, going in. But you can see they're not going all the way to the white line. Some are, some aren't. But you're starting to see them come off of that white line just a little bit as the run goes on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That line is moving up just a bit. Maybe about a half a groove, and that's where the speed is. And right now, Thomas Axum way outside of even that. He was almost in the second lane out there, finding some speed in that 13 truck, running in second.
Yes, he is. And you know what? They asked for it. Let's give it to him. That's right. We'll go ahead. We'll do it. This is called what we call the OSR Network rundown order here. And what we'll do is a rundown through the trucks. Up front right now, Dustin German, the man out front. Behind him, Thomas Axiom sitting right there in second place, looking good. Third place man, well, it was, but actually fourth place man Ryan Knoll. Fifth place man Andrew Hill sitting out there. And sixth place, number 55 machine of Steve Baker. Sixth place is sitting on there. Eric Driggins up there. He's under fire a little bit, though. Sitting in eighth place spot. There it is. Chris Medford at the Greenway machine up there. Come from 11th, sitting in eighth right now. Behind him in ninth, you got Andy Lambert, who's already pulled it up. Started 18th, sitting in ninth place. Wow, 10th place man, Michael. There's another one on the move there. Started 17th, currently sitting in 10th. 11th place man himself, James Edwards right now, 12th. He's got another man on the inside. That's Phil Otto, the Australian himself right there. 13th and 12th place, they're side by side. Thomas is right there. And 12th place, Timothy Hall. He's on the 13th and 14th. Dalen Blankenship, we were talking about him earlier, got caught up in the back. But he's 14th right now. 15th place man, Peyton Johnson right there. Good looking paint job he's got on the back end there, but he's starting currently in 16th. 17th place, Chad Meadows. He's back. He was in 12th as Oreo. We saw him. He got caught up in a little incident early on. He's trying to bounce back. Right now he's in 17th. 18th place man, Doug. He is he's trying to out there just ride around. Looks like he got a little damage on the right-hand side of the truck. No harm, no foul. So currently in 18th. 19th place, we got Aaron right there looking good, the 97 machine. And then in 20th, like we said, unfortunately, that's Jason Fluffy and Gerald West sitting in pit road right now getting repairs. But that's going to take us all the way back to our man up front here, Dustin German, still leading this thing. And Chris, awesome looking trucks out there, awesome looking paint jobs. And that's what we call it, our OSR Network rundown order of the field.
Yeah, all the trucks looking real good. Oh, we got a truck into the wall. I don't know who that was.
Truck into the wall.
That was Chris Mefford there. He hit the wall, came back off. Looks like he lost a couple positions, back in at.
Wow. I tell you, and that's another thing is, you know, it's action all over the field here. We got action up front, action in the back. And speaking of action, we're definitely back there with Dalen. You know, he's got his hands full. He's back there right now in the 14th spot. And he's currently, he's trying to do everything he can do. And I saw Rick out there said, Andrew Hill, truck looks awesome. Yes, it does. Definitely some nice looking trucks out there. Kind of give you an idea of where old Dalen's at. He's back there, got a slew of trucks. That's 6 trucks back there, all nose to tail, fighting it out, because up front our guys are fighting it out here, Chris.
Yeah, up front, the battle for first and second has been excellent. Been watching German and Axum, the 28-13 trucks, just really going at it, really attacking each other. So that's the battle for first and second, and then third and fourth really going at it too. So it's been really fun up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too. We sit back here and we watch it. I mean, these guys up here, you know, they're putting everything that they possibly can into this place. it's Atlanta. And you never know. We've seen them come off the turns, hit the wall just a little bit. It's lap 43 of 100. We've only had 2 cautions here tonight, so not too bad. It's been actually a fairly good race. A lot of guys out here battling very hard. And as we say that, we see on the one side there, Dalen, he's on the inside of the machine there. He's trying to take that spot away. He's trying to move up through the field very methodically and just bide his time doing it.
Yeah, there's some... I was away last week for the start of the season, so I haven't seen these trucks yet, but boy, there are some good-looking paint jobs out there.
Yes.
Makes me proud, really proud, to see all those nice-looking paint jobs, and the way these guys are really handling these machines tonight. Just makes me proud as the league owner and one of the co-founders here at Racing for a Cause.
And it should be, rightfully so, because like I said, when we did the, folks, if you ever saw it here at OSR, hey, go check out the late model series we did. Phenomenal racing, and I loved me putting on that for them. These guys out here put on a well of a show, like you said. And started the truck series here, the Cresson Candle Company truck series here for Racing for a Cause, because we're live here in Atlanta tonight. And it's been a good one so far. Man out front, Dustin German, though. He has definitely done what he needs to do to hold on to that point. And you're right there, Chris, as one of the league owners, hey, you should be proud. These guys out here, they come out here, they run hard, play hard, and like what you said, have fun.
Ooh, Thomas Axon drops the left front tire under the apron, gets a little loose. He's going to lose second place. He loses second place, and also he might drop back to fourth here.
Yes, he does. That's the thing, too. You get on that apron there, that'll upset that truck ever so slightly. And what you just said, he's dropping all the way right now in fourth place. Ryan Knoll takes that position away. So, wow, it's just some good, hard racing going on up front. Look at Greenway out there said, I designed a couple. Uh-oh. Look, he heard us talking. He's like, yeah, well, I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go ahead. Just don't hurt yourself, because we don't have to call EMS or anything, okay? Well,
Top four truck still under a blanket here. This is pretty good racing up front, and then even further back, it's been pretty good to watch too.
Well, I've been watching back there, obviously with Dalen back there. That's where most of a lot of good action is, and again, the viewers out there definitely haven't missed a lot of what's going on, because even though we're watching up here up front at these 4 or 5 guys and whatnot, hey, they haven't missed what's going on back there, because that's the thing that I like playing with my new toys, I guess, so to speak, is the way I'll call it. My new gadget that I've been working on for a while, and I just want to be able to bring it to you and bring it to the viewers and bring it to the fans out there in the leagues, to be able so that they can see the action going on. And I had to laugh a little bit at what old Greenway said out there. Just to bring this out to them, to be able to show them, because right now what they're seeing, I don't know if you're seeing it too, Chris, or not, but what they're seeing is they're actually on one side seeing the battle with the top 4 trucks, and then on the other side they're seeing there where Dalen is, who is climbing up and then trying to bring that machine on the Aussie himself, the number 66.
Yeah, Phil Otto doing a heck of a job tonight. Really love the fact that we've gone international here racing for a cause.
Yes.
Just think, the guy is driving. It's tomorrow morning for him. Wow.
Had a dude, Eric Tesh, man, used to be the Iceman from the Netherlands. He was always 5-6 hours ahead. Well, it was amazing to know that. So it's good, like on his end, what you were talking about, international, to know that it's in the morning time and the time difference. So it's just awesome to see, man. And that's another thing with sim racing. It brings a community and brings people together, and a good league too, Chris. That's another thing. We were talking about that before the race, about leagues. Coming out here, having fun, bringing what is the word I'm looking for? Camaraderie, I think it is, of people and drivers out here that want to have fun and come out here. And I think y'all have done that here, Racing for a Cause. And you were talking about the growth. When I came and was doing your first series, I think you only had a couple series. Now you got like 5 million.
Well, 5 for sure. And I just want to mention, I was just watching, Dustin Germany came in for for pit work, and Ryan Nolan followed him in. Ryan Nolan actually spun his truck at the beginning of pit road, lost some very valuable time, It'll be interesting to see where he comes back out on track.
Right now he's showing in the 7th place spot on the track. Still behind. The problem is he lost a ton of time. Well, as I say that, no, he drops down to 10th now. So he definitely did lose a ton of time to what you were talking about right there with the man Dustin German, because it's going to put Steve Baker, Andrew Hill, Eric Driggins all in front of Ryan Nolan.
Yeah, definitely not a normal mistake for Ryan Nolan. Very clean driver, very good with the pedals. It looked like he may have braked a little too hard with the steering wheel turn just a touch. And as I say that, Andy Lambert into the wall, head first. Andy Lambert, the 35, head first into the wall.
All right, let's go back on here and see what Andy, no caution out right now as he got off the track, but we'll go back on the replay here just to show the folks out in the field. Yeah, he came out there, just bumped the wall and coming out of the tri-oval, and that thing punched the outside wall, and looks like a mean bulldog. Got it off the track, actually got it turned and going before iRacing triggered a caution. So, well, the good thing is no caution. Bad thing is, though, he's going to lose a lot on that deal.
Yeah, not what he was looking for. He's running very well. Qualified a little further back in the pack, but had made his way up into the field. That was not what he was looking to do with that 35 truck. Absolutely
not. Well, we're watching old Dalen Blankenship. He was actually out front. Now he's coming down pit road here in that Red Bull machine. Nice looking paint job. We were talking about that earlier on. Paint jobs, definitely a good looking one there. We're watching Ryan Knoll here. He's about 35 seconds behind Dustin German, so he lost a ton of time sitting in 8th spot.
Yeah, they came into the pits together, numbers 1 and I believe Ryan was running in 3rd. So they came in, about 0.2 of a second off from each other, and now it's 35 plus seconds. That's tough.
Absolutely. Rick out there said, tell Andy he's going to send him the bill for the repaint. Gotcha. Andy, if you're watching, you're getting a bill for the repaint.
Yeah, expect that baby in the mail. Rick doesn't mess around when it comes to paints.
Oh, Michael Lawyer, what's going on out there? How you doing? Appreciated everybody coming out here watching this, because we're here live racing for a Cause Cresson Candle Company Truck Series here, Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're at lap 45. Well, excuse me, got 45 laps to go. My bad. 45 here to go in the books tonight of 100. So it's been a good one so far. We've had some green flag pit stops, and we really only had we'll just do a quick summary right here. I think we've only had 2 cautions. Yep, 2 cautions tonight. So very, very good field out here. Very good racing so far. And the man up front, Dustin German. No unfamiliarness with that name, but he's got his hands full of Joshua Spalding, who's all over his back deck lid.
Yeah, Josh Spalding's worked his way up, and you're right, he is right on the back bumper of Dustin German. He's just trying to figure out a line to get around. Went a little high into the corner on that one, went back down low in the middle, and that's not the line it's going to take to get around Dustin tonight.
Absolutely not. As right now, definitely these 2 guys, man, are going to go nose to tail right here. And, like old Tim said, he likes the dash cam. Here you go. We'll watch it from Joshua Spalding's view here and see what it looks like to look out the front windshield of that machine as he tries to chase down up there. He just cut the grass just a little bit on that one, but hey, he just trimmed the hedges on it, that's all.
Well, I thought it was looking a little long right there anyway, Joe.
Yeah, me too. Broke out the V8 lawnmowers, one of my guys out there in the chat usually says. So definitely trim that down. What's going on out there, everybody? Definitely want to say hello to everybody. So we got Renee, Michael, Rick's out there, Tim, Cahill. Kay ain't said much lately. He's scared of the Nightbot out there. I don't know why. Him and Nightbot fights all the time, but he's kind of being a little incognito. All right. Good deal. Well, Chris said he's going to step away just 1 second. He'll be right back. We're still watching this good action up here with the 2 front runners here. They're still not quite nose to tail, but they're a little bit close up there. And that's Joshua Spalding. He's sitting in 2nd place. Man up front, Dustin German. If y'all hear rattling in the background, that's my wife back there taking drugs and eating a donut. And but we're up front so far. And Chris just stepped away for a few. He'll be right back for a second. I know he has admin ability or duties that he has to do throughout this race. It's been a good one so far. We got 40 laps to go here. And folks, I want to appreciate everybody coming out of OSR Network, bringing this thing to you live. YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch tonight here for the Cresson Candle Company. Racing for a Cause Truck Series here live at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And it has been here hot Atlanta right now. These monster trucks wheeling around this track. Looking good. Dustin German, the man on point. And he's under fire by Joshua Spalding, though, right there. Thomas Axiom about 2 seconds back. And what you got saying out there, Rick? Let's see. Rick, Andy has been advised. And we're bringing the truck to the shop. Okay, good deal. All right, well, Andy, you're bringing that truck to Krispy Kreme. I like Krispy Kreme. Wait a minute. That's what I'm talking about. And now you're talking about my tone right there. Too much info. Yeah. Well, I figured if y'all heard some, clanking in the background, might as well just go ahead and tell you what it was. Yeah, she got a kick out of it either way, but hey. Oh, well, it's a good one here. Oh, they're about to catch some lap trucks, excuse me. That might mix it up as we're watching Joshua Spalding here. We'll see if he actually can maneuver around. Oh, we got really close to that one. Boy, that one wasn't almost there. That's a 97 machine. Uh-oh. And what we got here? All right, cool. Well, welcome back, Chris.
Well, thanks, Joe. I got to be honest with you. You were talking about getting yourself a snacker. I just went and grabbed a couple of cookies.
Absolutely. Why not? My wife was over there. I didn't know if people could hear her clanging in the background. I was telling everybody, well, she's just back there taking her drugs and eating a donut. She got a kick out of it. I was like, okay. Well, pretty much up front, it's been all Dustin German. Joshua Spalding, though, right there in his tire tracks. Thing about it is, though, well, he got close to a lap-down car a minute ago trying to pass. That was the 97 out there of Aaron Tolhurst, I believe is how you say his last name. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Aaron in 97, yep.
Good deal. Yeah, really close there when he went to go put him on a lap down. And that's another thing. One little slip up here on these lap trucks. Joshua's going to be right there. So, well, look at the closing rate Joshua pulls up on the back end there, Dustin.
Yeah, right now, that 9 truck really dialed in. And I think they're running a very similar line. You see it right there, nose to tail. And you can, well, right now, of course, the 9 has to make a liar out of him. It goes up just a little higher.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing you got to look at when you're modulating through all that lap traffic. Well, you got to be very, very careful because you know the guy behind you, he wants it done. Well, we're clicking off the laps here, Chris. We got 34 to go. It's getting close to the time. Well, run what you brung and everything, man, here. Well, friendships, partners, all that stuff is out. I think that 9 truck sees it, that he's going to look on the outside and try to go for the pass for the lead.
Yeah, he's got to run. He just lost it just a little bit there, but he's going to catch it back up on the inside. Probably the next corner, he'll have a nice run on him. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that. And you're right, Joe. It's coming down to the end. Probably, if we can stay green, we'll only have one more pit stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, good deal, Ryan. Get your replacement wheel. Get back out here, race with these guys. It's always fun. It's been a good race so far at Atlanta. I think next week we go to what track we go to next week? I knew Ralph told me I looked at the schedule early on, but I didn't forgot.
Well, now you caught me with my pants down. I got to go in and check it myself. I was on vacation last week. I wasn't even in the country last week, so I'm trying to catch up still.
Yeah. I actually, I was looking ahead, and I don't even want to guess on it. I know one of the 2 main men out there in the chat, though, hears, and they'll probably go, boom, there we go.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be Martinsville for 100 laps.
Nice. So we go from some fast tracking to some short tracking, and we got a battle for the lead right now.
Yeah, that 9 truck really pushing, and it looks like Dustin German just able to cover it every single time he has a little bit of a run. Dustin just able to cover that run somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, it looks like Dustin's been able to. He's holding that middle groove. That's what we were talking about, because that 9 needs that coming off the turn. You can see the truck wash up. Right now, he's got to run on the outside. Let's see if he can hold it. Look at the 23 or 28. He's able to arc it in, going in and hold that position. Just can't get that line. And, you know, hey, Dustin doesn't have to just move out of the way. It's a responsibility of 9, but here we go. He's going on the inside. We'll see if he's got him this time.
Yeah, and as you were talking, that 44 was going to go a lap down, ended up going into the inside barrier. No caution yet, though.
Oh, man. Inside barrier, but we got a pass for the lead. It's a lot of action going on here on the track.
That 9-car, or a truck rather, he was searching and searching, finally figured out a way to get around Dustin, and he made it stick.
Yes, he did, and definitely that's one thing we want to keep in mind. It's not over with yet, 29 to go. I got a feeling that they're going to have to make one more pit stop before this one's over with.
Yeah, it's by what I believe is the fuel window, we do have at least one more pit stop. Of course, if we have a caution again, that might add to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I say, we're watching back here in the back, too. The field's kind of spread out a little bit. That's due to some, hey, it's a good thing, due to some green flag stops happening earlier on. The battle right now, though, is definitely these two cats up front here between old Joshua Spalding there and Dustin German. They're putting a good show on as they are steel nose to tail. Dustin definitely is using that arcing in kind of middle lane there we were talking about early on. Would they go up high? Well, here's the thing, too. We just come out of week 13 with iRacing. I've talked to a couple of the Pecan Freeze Pro drivers, and one of the major changes that they did was the dynamic track. Not so much the dynamic weather, but the dynamic track. Wasn't working like it should, but now it is. So what that means is throughout the entire race, that track surface will change. And that might be the thing. A gentleman out there was talking about, well, they used the high line. Well, now you see one low, one kind of going in the middle. And they're searching around to where the grip is throughout this race. That's something we keep an eye on throughout. And it's something that's very interesting that it was a good talk that I had and learned a lot about how the surface and all works here.
Yeah, it should make for much better racing in the sim. And speaking of better racing, we got the 55 truck coming down pit road for a pit stop.
Yes, we do. Pit road. Oh, got a truck in a wall, too. Actually, that's Peyton Johnson in the wall on the back stretch. He's very slow. He's still going, though. Don't know what happened there. He actually took a hard turn. Bounced up. I think he came out of turn 2 and just bounced up, hit the wall, and that truck just shot down.
That's
now
tough
he's coming in the pits.
Peyton.
Yeah, he's coming in the pit now.
I mentioned earlier he's a young man, very, very respectable. We try and not have teenagers because of the problems that you normally get with teenagers, but this young man came in, started with us there last season, and he is nothing but respectful. Very good little driver, and I look forward to watching him progress. He has gotten better every race.
Yeah, just a little miscue there, and it can happen. This place is very tricky here. Watching this pit stop on the one side, as we're still watching this battle up front with 24 to go. Like I say, I got a feeling that Dustin understands he's going to have to make another pit stop. It's going to be interesting to see when these two front runners come into the pits, how much time they're willing to give up. Now, Chad Meadows is another one that has yet to come in. He's 24 seconds back. Phil Otto, as I say that, I believe Chad Meadows is coming in the pits now. And actually, here comes your leaders.
Yeah, the 28 truck deciding to follow him down, and took a really, really high line coming into the nose pits, and that was dangerous. That could have been bad right there. Dustin German able to save it on the pits.
Yes, he was. Well, that right there is going to mix it up big time out here on the track. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets out the race out of the pits. 4 tires and fuel, you've got to take it. I mean, that's just all there is. I mean, you can't chance it with 2 tires at this with 23 laps to go. So here we go. Both of these trucks down. And one will tell you, Dustin German, that pit stop and pit stall paid dividends for him right there as he comes out in front of Joshua Spalding.
Yeah, it comes out with a gap even. And now it's going to be really interesting. We had Steve Baker earlier. He was running in the 5th place, and he had short pitted. So it'll be interesting to see if he's making up any time at all.
It will. Don't know if he short pitted enough that actually he could get the tires that he needed or whatnot. But, you know, we was talking about there, Dustin German had a had a little bit of advantage, but it don't look like it's going to last long because Joshua's back there again all over the back deck lid.
Yeah, and this time with fresh tires, so if he can try and make the same move he made last time, he'll know that that truck's going to stick to the track this time.
Yes, he will. I'll tell you what, right now, it's a good battle, man, between those two trucks. But one of the best battling we got going on, really spread out. I've been watching some of the other trucks throughout the field here, just really spread out here. Everybody's taking their green flag, pit stops, taking it easy. Dustin up front understands when they come across the line, it's going to be 21 more to go here. He's just got to be very patient, hit his marks, because if he makes one mistake, that number 9 is going to be all over the back end of him.
That's all it's really going to take, just a little miscue, and that 9 truck, like you said, he's going to be all over him, trying to get around one way or another, and the gloves are going to come off soon.
Yes, they are. I'll tell you, we're definitely going to get a good, let's get a good shot here, because we've got a good shot. We'll ride inside with the man in the number 9 machine as we watch these two on the other side there battle it out. They're definitely been putting in nose to tail, and we can see, like what you was talking about earlier, Chris, at the end car shows us what these guys are wheeling these things around, muscling that thing with the steering wheel. And it looks like Dustin right now has got a little bit of gap in between him and the 9.
Yeah, Dustin able to open it up there the last couple of corners. We'll see if that trend continues or if the 9 can figure out a different line, trying to catch that back up. And, you know, the way that 9 truck's been running, it wouldn't surprise me to see him on the back bumper here in a lap and a half or so.
I think that's what he did the last time, too. He was able to pull that thing back up there, get it back up on his back deck lid, and run him down. So, like you said, going to be very interesting to see if he can do that one more time here. And, folks, I mean, time is running out. As you can tell, it's been an interesting one up front. These guys definitely have done what they've needed to do, battle. And here's your good shot here, Chris. Show you the in-car intensity there of the man in the 9 machine as we watch him wheel around this track with 18 to go. But also watch him go to work inside that machine.
Yeah, it's an awesome shot. I love watching the steering wheel just get yanked around. And I'll tell you one thing, from doing some broadcasting, it's amazing what you can learn. It's probably made me a better driver just doing some broadcasting, just get to see these guys wheeling these cars around. It's been pretty interesting to watch.
Oh, absolutely, and this is the thing you see is definitely watching these guys, man, wheel these trucks around this track, and to see if he can actually get this thing done here and kind of close in on that 28. He was able to do it. There's 17 to go. I mean, time's running out. I always say it, run what you brung. Gloves comes off. Business is about to pick up. Man, he is definitely pushing it as he goes high and wide coming out of turn 4 to try to get a run coming off of turn 4 down the front stretch. And maybe he arced that thing into turn 1. It looks like Dustin German's got the machine here this time. Maybe he's got enough to hold him off.
Yeah, there's just enough laps, though, where the truck could start becoming ill-handling, and we're going to have to see which, you know, if Dustin or Josh Spalding are going to be able to handle that a little bit better than the other. I want to bring I mentioned earlier, Steve Baker took a short pit, and when he did, he was in 5th. Right now, he's running 4th in that 55. Ryan Nolan has made up a ton of time at one point, 30 seconds down to the leader, down right now about 7.3.
Yes, it is. You were talking about that. So let's go back here on those guys because they're back there. Steve Baker, he's in the 4th place spot. And he's looking to maybe try to run down that man, Thomas, who is in the middle of some lap trucks right now. He's not that far off. He's only about a little over a second off from him. He's got time to do it if he can definitely just close in. His lap trucks could slow him down enough. And maybe he can run down that 3rd place man tonight here, Steve Baker, in that 55 machine. So, now he's got to get through, Steve's got to get through all that lap traffic. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, the real problem might be with Steve trying to catch these guys and go by them. Ryan Nolan right behind. He's starting to make up ground. Yeah,
it is. Ryan Knowles right there. He's, as Steve's coming through turn 4, Ryan Knowles coming out of turn 3. So about not quite two turn difference between the two, maybe about a turn and a half, I'm going to say, between them. So it's definitely doable, but we only got 13 laps. There's two things I like to point out. Obviously, the last lap, that ends it. 4 to go, folks. Caution comes out, that's over because there is no green-white checkers here at iRacing.
So, Joe, I'm going to ask you, do you ever feel like they're going to come out with a green-white checker?
It would be interesting. I don't know how they would implement it, but because I'm not a coder, but that would definitely be like awesome. I mean, could you imagine the outcomes of some of these races then?
Oh, you got to think it would change the finish of probably half the races we've seen.
Yes.
You know, it would be very entertaining.
Yes, it would. I would love to see it because it's something that I've seen many races come down to the wire, 2 to go, 3 to go, and you know those guys out there just battling it out, and then obviously a caution comes out, and you know it's over with at that point. But it could have been a awesome finish. Now, true to the point, cautions breed cautions, but again, it just would be awesome to see. I just don't know how they would implement it. Obviously, you know, I'm not a coder, so hey, that'd be on them.
I think they need to get to work, is what I think.
Yes, there you go. Well, you want to talk about getting to work? Guess what? Up front, we're about to have some work because that 9 machine has picked it up here, folks, and he's all over the back end there, the 28. A 28 being Dustin German out front. So the 9 of Joshua Spalding has now climbed back up there and clawed his way to try to get up there and battle that man in the lead. So I don't think this is over with between these two.
I don't either. I'm expecting something to happen here probably in the next 5 laps. I don't think they want to wait anymore just in case of that last minute caution there. So I would say if it's going to happen, you'd want to have it happen in the next, we'll make it 4 laps now.
Yep, absolutely. And you're right here. As you're seeing, it's coming around here, coming out of turn number 2, down the bad stretch, man, Storm. And he is still right there about a couple truck lengths off, maybe a trunk length and a half off. He gets a good run, the 9 does, going in. And there's John Marine calling the accountant here at OSR Network. Man, loves numbers. Statistician also there, loves. And look at this, a battle for the lead. We just talked about it. The 9's going high.
9's high, 28 Dustin German. He's down low. We're going to figure out which line's running better. And right now it is that inside line. But that 9 truck still on the back bumper of Dustin German, the 28 car. That 9 looks on the inside, looking to make the pass to the inside. And right now, he's on the inside, door-to-door.
Yeah, they are door-to-door. Cutting out turn 4. This would be a drag race to the finish if it was the last one. Going to be 7 laps to go. Dustin's not going to give an inch, but coming to the line, Joshua would have that one. Now, he's got the preferred line going in. As I say that, he cuts the nose off. Boy, dangerous move because that could have sent him sailing. Might have got him a little bit squirrely there and tight going in the turn.
Yeah, that 9 truck threw himself right in front of the 28 of Dustin German. Josh Spalding lucky to get away with it. He is able to clear him clean right now, and we are on lap 94.
Yes, we are. Lap 94 in the books. Coming out of the turn this time by. Going to be 7 to go. Well, business definitely picking up between these two. Well, looks like the 9 machine has found its way, and out front has just gone here. So watching this awesome battle for the lead. And you tuned in to the right time there, John. The end of this one here, as these boys up front are definitely getting it done and battling it out. It's going to be 5 to go. Like I said, only a couple more laps. Caution comes out and ends this one. One come out now, well, we'd have our green-white checker, so to speak. It's going to be interesting to see. I just don't know. Do you think Dustin's got enough to get back up there to the 9? Looks like he's losing a lot of time.
Yeah, it looks like he probably used up his tires trying to be up front there. And Dustin may have to settle for second. I'm looking back into the field a little bit more. Ryan Nolan just about a second behind Steve Baker in the 55 truck. The battle might be right there.
All right, we'll tell you what. Let's go and see what we got going on. Hey, you're talking about Steve Baker and Ryan Nolan. They're definitely about to. You know what? Steve's got a lot of damage. And that's the reason why Ryan Noel is actually coming up through there and is running down that man. So that might be something, like you said, very interested to keep an eye on. Well, we definitely can keep an eye on for you. So let's watch on the one side here. watch the leaders on the front side, because as they came across the line, 4 to go. So we got a battle up front, and we got a battle brewing here for the 4th and 5th place, folks. Steve Baker and Ryan Knoll right there. Steve's going to try to hold on to it for everything he can.
Yeah, of course, that's one position higher in the top 5. Steve Baker right now 4th, Ryan Knoll 5th. Ryan would love to try and take one more spot. It's points, and every point counts here at Racing for a Cause.
Absolutely, and Racing for a Cause Cresson Candle Trucking Company, or Cresson Candle Company, excuse me, Trucking Series. There we go, Truck Series for Racing for a Cause. Definitely a good sponsor out there. I want to definitely throw them out here because they're there. And look at the closing rate Ryan Knoll gets as he heads down the bad stretch in turn 3. He's going to go in the inside of 55. Well, as we're getting down here, it's going to be 2 laps to go when they cross that line. Wow, they'll go door to door. Wow, he held on to that thing and in the grass.
Wow, that reminds me of Dale Earnhardt. That move right there reminds me of Dale Earnhardt. The only difference is he did not come out in front of Steve Baker. Not going to get to him again, I don't believe, in the time remaining.
That is, wow. Well, we'll have to see here, because when they come across the line, that man up front there, we watched him, is going to get the white flag, and we're going to keep an eye on him. But as we keep an eye on him, guess what? We're going to keep an eye on this battle back here as the white flag's out one more time for that man up front, the number 9 machine, as he storms down the back stretch. He's got a lap truck. He's going to go around it. What's thinking so far? I think he's got it in the bag.
Yeah, Joshua Spalding going into turn 3 and 4. Definitely looks like he's got this one done.
Yeah, he does. Comes out of turn number 4 for the final time tonight. That man up front, number 9, Joshua Spalding, will take it home here at Atlanta here tonight for Racing for a Cause, Cresson Candle Company Truck Series. And, man, what a race up front it was. And we saw the battle back there. Ryan Knoll, he ended up coming in 5th. Steve Baker held on to that 4th place. Wow, what a battle there. What a race all the way through from the checkered to the, well, from the green flag to the checkered flag. Chris, I enjoyed it.
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed the race. I enjoyed calling it with you. I enjoyed watching all the chat out there. I do want to say hi to John. It's been a little while since I've been able to say that. So hi to John, hi to Tim, and hi to everybody else out there. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty darn good race.
Yeah, me too. Tell you what, we'll get these guys up here. Also, when Thomas Action wouldn't really speak much, but he ended up coming in 3rd place. So he held on to that thing.
Yeah, Tom Axum 3rd, Steve Baker 4th, and Ryan Nolan 5th, like you said. And honestly, well, there's some names that are surprising me in the top 10. And it's good to see him up there. Surprise is a good word in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring him up here, and I'll let you get a word in with the 2nd, 3rd place guys if you want there, Chris.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do what I can do here. We'll see.
Right. I mean,
my interview skills aren't up to par.
Oh, you do fine. Trying to find Joshua down there in the team speak. Is he under a different name? There he is.
I got you covered.
Okay, cool. Good deal. All right, well, we'll bring up our 3rd place man here tonight, folks. Thomas Axum. I hope I said that right. I have to kind of pronounce it a little bit. We'll bring him up here and let old Chris get a word in with him.
Thomas Axum in the number 13 blue and yellow truck coming home in 3rd place. Tom, this is Chris and Joe up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, bud, bringing it home in 3rd, and the truck looked pretty good. Tell me about the track. How did that track feel to you tonight?
I'm not a big track kind of guy. I like the short tracks, but just it's a great league to run. I love showing up, and with 10 minutes of practice, just only a couple laps of practice, coming out and just having a good time. Track was loose right at the end. Like those last few laps was pretty loose, but all in all, the truck felt good. It's hard to run someone down because everyone's so equal, but I definitely feel like I'd have a better chance if I was right on their bumper, not being 3 seconds back to start with. But all in all, it was a great race.
I'll tell you what, the truck looked really good out there. Is there anybody out there that you want to thank, Tom?
I want to thank the league, Racing for a Cause. It's an awesome league. I like to run every night I can. My sponsor, Tom Axum Trucking, and my painter, Tanner Tellerico, my teammate Ryan Kuhn, Team AKR.
That's great, but hey, again, congratulations on 3rd place. We'll let you get down into victory lane and celebrate with the team.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, it's one happy camper right there. Thomas Axum right there pulling it off in third. Well, I know you're going to head down, grab another kind of happy guy. You know, I know he was trying to do all he could to hold on to it, maybe pull the victory off here. That's Dustin German.
Back to the guy.
Yeah, Dustin German in the 28 car, looking really strong out there. Truck. They have a lean truck. Dustin, this is Chris and Joe up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, guys, what's up?
Well, you had a heck of a good run out there. Was there anything you could do at the end to try and hold the lead, or did you run out of tire? What was going on there?
Yeah, he was saving a little bit more right front than I was. I was saving a little bit more right rear. He was just able to get off of four better than I was. I could tell the run before that he was doing something out of four. I couldn't figure it out. I could see him do it, but I couldn't duplicate it. But yeah, good win to him, man. An awesome race.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's pretty darn exciting, and that 28 machine looked really good out there. Is there anybody out there you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, man. I want to thank Joe White for coming over and broadcasting us, and all the guys at RFC and Rad Racing, man. It's been fun. It's a good season here. Starting out for me this week. I missed Daytona, but it's been fun so far in the trucks, man. It's a good race.
Well, again, thank you for coming out, and congratulations again. Running that 28 machine right up to second place. That's a good run and a good way to start your season. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, Chris, not a happy camper there, and Dustin German. Well, I'm going to take my little golf cart and ride on down here to Victory Lane. Happy guy here, the number 9 machine, Joshua Spalding, pulling it off here tonight. Joshua Spalding, enjoy the booze. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, you were right there at the end. You and Dustin went into the pit same time. He got the upper hand coming out. Did you think at that point you had enough to get around him to pull the victory off here at Atlanta tonight?
Well, I knew it was going to be tough. The boss won Atlanta last year, and Dustin, and we were having a great battle there. It was phenomenal racing. We were giving each other room, and I was giving it everything I had. Wasn't really holding anything back, but I think I was saving a little more than he was on the tires, and just had him beat a little bit off of 4. I think that's where the difference was.
Absolutely. Well, it was a good run, good battle. Like you said, it was a good race between you two up front there here for the Racing for a Cause Cresson Candle Company Truck Series. Hey, hot Atlanta. How was the track out there? We really didn't get to talk to any of the drivers, but how was the track out there for y'all? Was it slick? Was it tight? Was it anything? I mean, what we saw was just some good handling trucks.
Honestly, it was on edge. Practice, I thought it felt a little bit shadier than I was expecting. Definitely a good bit of off throttle time, especially in the entrance of 3. And as the race went on, I think the tires and the truck were, as long as you took care of them at the beginning of the run, and you'd be able to make it through the end without losing a whole lot of speed. But I like a lot of fall off on the tires. That gives it kind of into the driver's hands, and you manage the tires the whole run and try to play the right strategy and be on top when it counts. We had a great race tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely did. Well, you got anybody out there you want to thank for this awesome victory tonight?
Oh, I'd like to thank the good Lord for keeping most of us safe during Hurricane Irma, that's for sure. It was a scary time, but happy to be racing again and enjoy racing in this league, Racing for a Cause.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely, man, love to see you out there running. It was an awesome race between you and Dustin. Awesome race between all the drivers out there. Loved it from the green flag to the checker. Again, congratulations, Joshua Spalding, the man pulling it off here tonight. Racing for a Cause, Cresson Candle Company Truck Series winner here at Atlanta.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Chris, well, I'll tell you, man, awesome race from the green flag to the checker. You just can't take anything out of pit strategies out there. We had a couple cautions out there. A lot of green flag running, green flag pit stops, a strategy. A lot of good side-by-side here. And it came down to the number 9 man up there, Joshua Spalding, pulling it out. You got any final words for this one?
Well, no. What I got to say is, first of all, I want to thank you again for coming out and broadcasting and allowing me to join you up here in the booth. I look forward to doing this quite a bit this season. I'm going to try and be here every week. I can't promise. Time is time, after all. But, boy, what a great race, Joe. And you're right. Side by side, bumper to bumper. Just great racing from first place on back. It was real fun, and it was real fun to do it with you.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure, man. And like I've said before, thank y'all here at Racing for a Cause, letting OSR Network come back, man, and do y'all series again. Love what y'all stand for. Love the racing. And it proved on the track tonight. These guys battled it out all throughout from the green to the end here. And Joshua Spalding pulled it out. Well, folks, hey, if you missed it, well, I will, I will be tomorrow night broadcasting. I was going to say I'm going to be off tomorrow, but no, I got the Sim500, so check us out tomorrow night. OSR Network, we'll be live again. Myself here, as always, thanks for everybody coming out, and everybody have a safe night.